Once, Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah went to assign something to his student Qadi Abu Yusuf rahimahullah. And of course, to assign him officially, he had to the court to register it. The court is, Ibn Abi Layla is the judge. They go to Ibn Abi Layla. Ibn Abi Layla now, he's putting him towards the end of the list. He calls the next person, the person that was there. He says, come. And now he knows that Abu Hanifa is sitting here. I'm going to show him what type of judgment I have. So one case goes by, Imam Abu Hanifa is quiet. He's listening. Next situation comes up. The situation is, a person says that here, this man have accused my mother of zina wal-'iyaz billah. So Qadi ibn Abi Layla turned to that man and he asked him, did you do that? Abu Hanifa gets up. Why are you asking the man? Ask the person who's filing the complaint that what right does he have to file it? Again, the same ruling. He did not accuse him, he accused his mother. Why the mother is not here? Ask him, where is his mother? Why the mother didn't come? So he asked him, where is the mother? He says, my mother have passed away, so she's not here anymore. So of course I am the son, someone has to protect her. So now he turns to that man, did you accuse now? The mother is dead. Did you accuse his mother? Abu Hanifa says, wait a minute. You're in a big hurry today. Ask him that, does he have any witnesses that his mother is dead? What if he's just making it up? Okay, bring me 2 witnesses that your mother have died. He went, brought 2 witnesses. The witnesses have witnessed that his mother have died. Okay, now, did you say this about his mother? Wait a minute. Tell him, ask him that if his mother is, of course, not there, then he should be the wakil. But does he have other brothers? Because if he has other brothers, today he is coming with the case. Tomorrow the next brother will come, and third day the third brother will come, and each of them is getting her punished in the same manner. How can you afford to do something like this? Tell him if he has brothers, anyone else who is of the same level with the relationship with the mother, then all of them should come. Or he should have wakala from all of them, that I represent all of them. So tomorrow the second person won't be able to raise the same question against her, against this man. Do you have brothers and sisters? No. Bring shahad. Now he learned. So okay, go and bring me witnesses that you don't have brothers and sisters. He went and he brings the witnesses. Now Qadi ibn Abi Layla turns to this man and asked him, did you say this about his mother? He says, wait a minute. First thing, let's finish with this man. Ask him, is his mother, when his mother was there, was she a slave woman or she was a free woman? Which means a slave or free, because there were a lot of slaves in those days. So slave of a free person, that will make the difference also. Was your mother slave or a free woman? She was a free woman. Okay, bring witnesses on that. When he brought the witnesses on that also, then Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah said to him, now ask this person what you need to ask. So going through all the stages where you don't go against any of the rulings of the Sharia, you are fulfilling all the rulings and keeping all of those things in mind. It's an understanding of the Sharia. It's the thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed him with. And this is why Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah used to say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have blessed Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah with the understanding that if people will not go through him to understand those points, they will never be able to get to those type of deep understanding of the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. There are so many incidents narrated in the books of history, so many that still I have to mention, but the time does not allow. Really, there are hundreds of them, and such deep understanding, so many interesting ones, amazing situations that raised during that time, and beautiful answers that were given by Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, like Imam A'mash rahimahullah, once he divorced his wife. saying to her, there was some disagreement, and he says to his wife, if you don't talk to me up to Fajr, you're divorced. Imam Ahmad is the teacher of Imam Abu Hanifa. He says to his wife, if you don't talk to me up to Fajr, you're divorced. Now, the wife is also upset that night. She's not thinking right either. He didn't think right, she's not thinking right, and she doesn't want to talk to him anymore. She have decided that she will not talk up to Fajr. She didn't say anything. Now in the first situation she said something, he got that person out of it. But she didn't say anything. Imam Ahmad went to him. Please find a way for me. He said, what can I do now? Did she say anything back to you? No. I don't find a way for you. Okay, don't worry. You just go home. Imam Ahmad knows Imam Abu Hanifa, so he goes home. And all of a sudden, when they heard the azan of Fajr, Imam Ahmad got so upset that, look, he didn't find no solution for me and he got me in this situation, my wife is divorced. And next thing they hear is, Imam Abu Hanifa is knocking at the door. And the argument is going in the house. She's saying, Alhamdulillah, now I am out of your situation, out of this home. I'm not going to be with you anymore. And she is going on and on. Imam Abu Hanifa says, I'm sorry. You still belong to this house. Because it's not time for Fajr yet. It was called, the adhan was called before the time. So it's not time for Fajr yet. He asked the person to call the adhan before the time of Fajr would stand. So she would think it's already the time of Fajr and she would tell him, I'm going. And therefore, she have talked to him before Fajr. Understanding of it. Finding the solutions. Finding the rulings. And just like one of the great people of that time who was a very wealthy person and known also for his salah and taqwa, his son died. Young boy died. When the janazah was passing by the house, the mother got out of control. She does not have her hijab on and she comes out of the house. Quickly, someone gave her a sheet, but the husband is so upset. Number one is he lost his son, but on the other hand here, he sees his wife coming out of the house in that situation. A virtuous man cannot take that situation, cannot accept something like this. Of course, quickly, people gave her a sheet and she covered herself. Mother, she lost her senses. She's out of her mind. Her young boy, son have died. And he says to her, you have to go back home. He shouts at her to go back home. She says, no, I won't. And if I go back home without janazah, then everything that I have is sadaqah, is all free. This was a normal thing that they used to say in those days. Everything is sadaqah, everything is free. And it was a normal habit, man, during those days. If you don't do this, then you are divorced. Now, she said this and he's upset. So he said, if you don't go back home and you continue with us anymore, then you are divorced. SubhanAllah. It's a janazah on that hand. Now on the other hand, you have another difficult situation. She says, if I don't do the janazah and go home, then everything is free. If you don't go, if you continue coming with us with the janazah, you're divorced. What to do? Sufyan al-Thawri was there. He said, quickly call him Abu Hanifa. They asked him, this is the situation. He said, wait, don't worry about it. Put the janazah down. He said to her that if you don't go back and you continue with us, then you are divorced. And she said, if I don't do the janazah, then everything is free. Okay, let's do the janazah over here. So she won't continue anymore. So whatever he said is still is there. And she is not going to go home without the janazah. Let her do it over here. So both the situation are still in effect. And no one will lose anything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as I said, there are hundreds of these situations that we find in the books of Seerah. And amazingly, that most of these are narrated by scholars. When I was reading it really myself, when I started studying this in depth, I thought that many of these, maybe these situations, people are making it up. But that would be the situation, and it would be acceptable to say that if these things were narrated by those who were the students of Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah. But amazingly, that most of these, and in fact everything that I narrated today, they are only called it, and I narrated